going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air. It's Tuesday, April 15th. It's Mania Week. I'm stoked to be here. We're all stoked to be here. I have the usual crew with me. Get your twos up. First and foremost, I'm going to send this to DC, the DMV, realistically, Northern Virginia, whatever you'd like to call it, to the man they call the Tuesday Night Delight, Mr. Shad Talk Scraps. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, Clark, man? Happy WrestleMania week. It has begun. I'm excited. But more importantly, happy Stand and Deliver week, because that is what we will be talking about today. But all is good here, man. You know, I'm excited to just have a deep dive of watching like an absurd amount of wrestling this week from all facets of pro wrestling, from the indies to AEW to WWE to NXT. TNA, the whole 9 yards. Let's get into it, man. This is why we're here.
Absolutely. I'm stoked about it. Did that help with the glare?
Yeah.
You got to thank Dr. Britt Baker. That's a DMD towel. I just don't want it to burn on the lamp. It's the only thing I'm worried about.
It looked like you.
Not helping. It feels like I'm in Star Wars right now. It has to
Blinded
do with
by
the
the
sun
lights.
as well, I think.
Hey, bro, it's WrestleMania weekend.
Here's all I'm saying. This is what's important, though.
Blinded by the lights like the weekend.
We have somebody in Louisville that we should. Darn it, Driz, what is it again? You got to remind me.
In honor of this being Stand and Delivery week, everybody put your hands together. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. It is your boy Dryzzy, a.k.a. the Wrestler Plug, your soon-to-be king of the quiz. But we're not going to talk about that right now. There's like a truce on everything. But just know that voice of the gods, the time is ticking. Time is ticking.
Kobe, I want you to learn 3 letters. BTA. Belt to ass. That's what's happening with Drizzy. See you, buddy. It's lit for you. You getting mad cocky out there. I see you. Cutting these promos that's not in your personality.
We got DCX Warlord with I Believe in Driz Henry.
Nah, you gotta make that a bit every time, like
I mean, I'm just saying, if it's not Driz that wins this one, I don't know who it's gonna be. But
if I don't win, the fix is in.
If you don't beat Kobe Driz, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Not in you, but in the state of the universe. I think the sake of the wrestling universe, man. The IWC, the fate of the rest of the wrestling internet history.
You need me. You need people like me.
We need you. We need Drizzy to win.
Drizzy is the epitome of the people's champ, man. We need that.
It's the dictionary definition of a must-win situation. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all don't want to see a world where Kobe wins. Y'all don't want to live in that world.
Nah, man. Kobe's getting mad cocky, bro.
Dude, could you imagine if him or like Dave, Soul, any of the 3 left, could you imagine anybody but Driz wins this?
I don't want to live in a world where
you see Kobe this weekend, you have to rip his encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge.
No,
you have to break his thumb drive of all the wrestling shows that he has.
Keep this between us on this show. We know Kobe doesn't watch it, so guys, this is a big secret. But I'm going to see Kobe this weekend in Vegas. I'm going to start feeding him misfacts about history, just wrong ones.
Yes,
I'm going to be like, remember when, and just completely change it. I'm going to be like, look.
This is a great nickname.
Yeah, Kobe the
Cocky Canadian.
Triple C, no question. That's Kobe. I'm just gonna be like, you remember at Mania when Sean beat Razor in that ladder match for the IC title?
Never got stuck in the rope. Never
just
happened.
Completely feed him.
Mandela effect.
Wrong lines. Remember when Cactus Jack beat Triple H at the Rumble in 2000? Kobe. Yeah. Just absolutely start messing with the mind. Don't worry, I'm gonna butter him up, Driz. I'll have him. You basically have a guy in the opposite camp. I'll have him running circles around his own brain by the end of this. But let's get into Deflategate 101. Yeah, I'm gonna deflate.
It's a history y'all don't know about.
Screw the
Exactly.
Patriots.
I'm gonna be like, oh man, sorry, I had too many examples on tap. I gotta stop with that. Let's get into the first match of Stand and Deliver. We're supposed to preview Stand and Deliver, guys. I gotta get back in this. I'm having too much fun. We've got tag action, the metaphor. Jakara and Lash. Jakara Jackson. Nicely done, Clark. Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend. Tried to combine the names there. Against Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and JC Jane. Against Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Against Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Booked tonight. Number one contendership, WWE Women's Tag Titles. Driz, this is a prediction show. Talk to me about the way it was booked tonight, but also give me your prediction, and then me and Shad will give our predictions.
The match kind of was built as an afterthought, but we counted how many. There are 17 women on this card. First off, thank you. Second off, that's
I was
a
muted. I was
lot.
clapping up.
That is a lot of women to try and give a real good and meaty story for. So I applaud them for doing what they did and how they did it. They've sat there and kind of been building this for a little bit, even with another team that's not in the match that'll be doing something else later now in the night that we'll be talking about. But NXT's women's division is so big. They have a full women's tag division. So I'm happy for this. I do feel like it could have maybe if they took some time earlier to build this ahead of time to get ahead of the ball, that it could have been booked a little bit better. But like I said, when you have 17 women on a roster on a card like this, you do what you can. Now my prediction, y'all know me. I love my meta girls. Jakara and Lash will always be my pick. But with the newest edition of tonight, I find it hard to go with them. So I'm gonna go against my normal gut reaction of going with Lash and Jakar. No, I can't do it. Lash and Jakar, they get me. Like I wish I could do one of them Shannon Sharps right now. Like open the door, close the door, metaphor in one. It don't work. It don't work as well with that. It don't work as well with that.
Did y'all grow up playing the game Mousetrap?
Yes.
You know when like you get right to the end and you're about to get like the little marble to go through the whole thing. Driz, it's almost like I could see your brain. You had built the entire mousetrap to pick anybody but metaphor, and then you knocked the whole board over, and you were like, "Never mind."
Like pick is metaphor in 4.
It's this time. Nope. You like the best part about that, Drizzy, is like you could almost see you trying to pick a different team, and you're like,
"Oh,
I can't do it."
I said, "Man, I can't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It's not, it just won't let me. It's not in my DNA. I can't go against metaphor. I can't go against girls. I can't go against my girls. It just
not
don't happen.
this time. Not today. Not today. Shad, got to get your pick here. Also, the way this was booked tonight, everything. But do you agree on metaphor? Also, again, how we got here. Interesting. You know, Driz broke some of that down. Like it wasn't exactly the smoothest of sailing. But at the same time, we do, like you mentioned, 17 women on a card on WrestleMania weekend in a PLE is off the charts and deservedly so. This roster deserves it. This match itself is awesome. I can't wait for it. But who's your pick? And talk to me about it.
I mean, look, I've been very, very, very I guess harsh in some people's minds with the criticism towards how the build of everything in WWE is. That's main roster with Mania, that's Stand and Deliver. I think a lot of the booking has kind of been lazy, and I think the booking for this has been kind of lazy in a sense too. It does make it feel like it is just a way to get people on the card, but I will cut leeway because I think what NXT is doing this weekend is unprecedented. I think it's the fact that majority of the superstars on the card as a whole are women. 17 women on a card, and it's not a Royal Rumble, right? It's not, it's just a streamline of different matches. The division is so stacked that every women's match has to be a multi-women match because that's how stacked, that's how deep the roster is. And we're going to go back in history once time tells, and we're going to look at this generation of the NXT roster from the 2022 to now, and we are going to be like, damn, this is a historical moment in time for pro wrestling and for women's wrestling. So kudos to Shawn Michaels. I heard his press conference today. He's very adamant and strong, thoughts towards wanting to put his people on the show because he feels like all of his wrestlers are talented and he wants to display them and give them an opportunity on Mania weekend, right? Stand and deliver. So it's cool. I'm fine with it. I have come to grips with it. I'm not going to complain. Now, in regards to this match, there is a tag team in this match that arguably is in the same stratosphere as like the Hart Foundation, the Young Bucks, the Usos. I'm even thinking of like Harlem Heat. Like there's a tag team in here, and that tag team is Chemical X. They are arguably the greatest tag team of all time, just in general, like men or women. They've accomplished so much in the short time that they've band together. They have saved pro wrestling as a whole this year. When you think about it, that's not an opinion, that is a fact. All right. And they're going to win. Okay. There isn't a team on this match that can, lace up the boots of what Tatum Paxley does. Tatum Paxley lost today, but she lost on purpose because she wanted to be in a tag team match with Gigi Dolan. And that's she's so selfless for that reason. She's the greatest friend of all time for that reason. What Lyra lost, Gigi Dolan gained, and they will win and they will gain the women's tag titles on Tuesday. And I will have a parade. I will be celebrating. Y'all want to see streamers? I will bring streamers. I got Chemical X.
So Tatum and Gigi. So we've got one Metaphor and one Chemical X. And I got to make a pick. And I got to follow all of that because at the same time, we've broken down how great all of this is. But I'm going to make my pick because we do have 7, not 6, but 7 matches to pick tonight. So I'm just going to come out of the gates here and say what I think is going to happen. And I'm not going to lie, I was inspired by a comment here. Rocks on the pre-show from DCX Warlord? Yeah. You know why? Because what is Monday Night Raw after Mania filled with? Oh, we all know what Monday Night Raw after Mania is filled with. That is debuts. And what does it need? It needs wrestling matches. And what does it want? It wants Cora Jade and Monday Night Roxanne to win this match. And at the top of that first hour on Monday night against Liv Morgan and Lyra Valkyria for the tag team titles. This match is for number 1 contendership. We pay it off in one weekend in Las Vegas. And that's why I'm going with Cora and Roxanne. And this is their swan song
Liv
in
and
NXT.
Raquel, you mean?
What?
You said Liv and Lyra.
Liv and Raquel. Sorry. That was a mistake. I don't know why I said
It's
Lyra.
too many L names.
Liv and Raquel.
Oh,
You knew what I meant. Everyone knew what I meant. I biffed it for the real, but I
you gotta look at this comment.
Let's hear it. Which one?
Apple Core, Close the Door, Singapore, Meta Girls in 5.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. I love it.
More importantly, Shad speaking facts.
Look at that. And Clark from Bobby. See, he's got my back. I'm speaking facts too.
Bobby Tito, he see the vision. My picks to win the women's tag matches: Tatum Paxton and Gigi Dolan. Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to see the best tag team in our lifetime win. Um, don't let don't let them win, Drizzy. You gonna have to see me on the post show.
I just like that we were joking about multi people matches on the pre-show.
No
Basically,
actuality, I do probably think
and
Clark is
the
right,
fun of this
but it's
is
all good. I can't not be
Probably.
biased.
I'm gonna be biased as hell. Latch the car with it.
worst case scenario. I actually think I'm right, but either way, let's get into another multi-person match, and let's hope we go 3 different picks this time, because let's get the ladders out. Let's get the ladders out. We got Zarya, we got Kalani Jordan, we got Sol Ruka, we got Izzy Name, we got Lola Vice, we got Thea Hale. Ladder match, NXT Women's North American Championship, recently vacated by one Stephanie Vauquer. Cannot go without mentioning. But this match, I'm as excited about as anybody. Shadi, I'm going to go to you first. Who do you got?
Ooh, man, this is going to be a very interesting match. You have a lot of women that are, I would like to say, slept on in the most respected manner. A former champ, the inaugural North American champ, Kalani Jordan, she's underrated. She slept on. So Ruka, you know what I've been saying for the longest time. This is a future like superstar on the main roster. Underrated, slept on. Thea Hale, a charismatic, like powerhouse, but an incredible wrestler. Underrated, slept on. That's the nature of this match. Zarya as well. It's going to be super interesting. And the outlier to me is that dynamic between Soul and Zarya. I think something is going to break that dynamic, that friendship, and one of them will be crowned champion. And I gotta go with Sol Ruka, man. This woman arguably was so close winning it the first time. She is well deserving of this title. It is an absolute time and place and moment for her to be the North American champion. It's a ladder match. You know she's gonna hit a soul snatcher off that ladder too. I gotta rock with Sol Ruka on this one.
Sol Ruka is such a good pick. Such a good pick. And honestly, it kind of, I don't want to say threw me for a loop, but it did a little bit. It's a really good pick. And I'm going to ask you a question now, Drizzy. In the interest of fairness, so that I don't get to go last every time and base my picks on y'all's, do you want me to go second or would you like to go next?
Nah, you go ahead. I got mine. Go ahead.
Okay. I've got mine, and based on the Sol Ruka pick shot, I apologize. It's not your fault, but it's a little bit your fault. But I think Kalani Jordan is a 2-time North American Women's Champion. Why not? She's carried the belt as well as anybody. Bell to bell, she represents the title perfectly. I do not anticipate her necessarily being a main roster call-up right away. I do Sol Ruka in the near future. Not because of a skill gap in any way. I think because of a time deal, and it just makes more sense in my brain. I don't think Sol Ruka needs to carry the title. I would love to see Kalani have another shot at it. I also thought they ended her initial reign too early to be a 2-time North American Women's Champ. I think drives storyline, and I think it's really good. And Kalani has proven how good she is bell to bell. She will shine in this ladder match, and I've got Kalani Jordan as my pick. Now, Drizzy, who do you got?
I'm torn. I'm torn between the two, as I really cannot choose between them. Um, Lola Vice being in this match screams that this is her coming out party. She's had all types of standout events all year long in these last 365 days, and she has been outstanding at every turn. It's about time for her to pick up a belt. She's kind of in that same boat as a Jada Parker. You know, the moment they get some gold, it's on like neck bone. They going to the moon. You're putting a rocket to their back. But after tonight, with the adding of Thea Hale to the match, I can't. It makes it hard. It makes it really hard. If I was a betting man, I'm not betting a lot of money on Lola, but I'm still going Lola. Ebola, Rockarola, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Lola, and Fo. I can't do it for Lola. I don't see
Lola
how.
Vice is a
I don't
great
see.
pick.
I don't see how
It's it.
Shannon does that every episode. Like I don't.
Now I like that pick because it's in Vegas and she's got the MMA background, everything tied with UFC.
Yeah,
So that's not a bad shout. I think we probably picked the three ones who are probably the three betting odds to win. To be honest with you,
I think so
Honestly,
too.
but you can't go wrong with any of them. This is definitely a layup.
except for
Booking
Izzy
wise,
game.
this is a even I even go and say Izzy is a layup too because she can play the cowardly heel. She got like a whole faction following her.
You're right.
So this is a layup. Anybody that you pick, it is a legitimate contender. It makes sense. Good job, Shine. Good job, Shine.
And this is where it's mind numbing. This is where it gets mind numbing. And you had mentioned it. We all three of us brought it up in both of the last two segments, but we're gonna get to our third. How are there this many talented women left on the roster at this stage
Crazy.
after the two matches we've announced? And this isn't a singles match.
And
No,
these
no,
are
no, no.
and these are just the winners.
This
There
isn't
were a
even.
group. There was like another 6 women that did not make it into this match.
How is it possible? We've got Stephanie Vauquer, the reigning, defending champion, recently relinquished the North American title against Julia, the woman she defeated earlier this year. That was this calendar year, right? That wasn't
Yes,
2024.
about a month ago,
It's all blending together.
maybe
I
2
can't
months ago.
believe it's April. Yes,
Mhm.
that was this year. That wasn't like November. Because that feels like 2 days ago. I'm just saying. Am I the only one that feels like that? Either way.
And be
We
moving.
also have Jordan Grace. And I think the wild card in this match, Jada Parker. Jada Parker has been on fire in 2025, especially on that microphone. We've allowed Jada to be Jada, and she's done a heck of a job of that. I'm so looking forward to this one. I'm going to go first because just to keep the order, we'll keep it rotating like it's a fantasy football draft in the interest of fairness.
Mhm.
I'm going with Stephanie Vauquer retains. And I didn't mean to say that in a way where I sound disappointed, but I don't think it's time for Stephanie Vauquer to lose this title as well. That would be absurd to me. She just relinquished one. Stephanie Vauquer needs to win this match and arguably dominantly. And that's the only thing that I'm frustrated about when it comes to this booking. She just let go of the title match that's going to come before this. If she's to lose this belt, that's just not right. That's just not right. Vauquer has to retain. And that's where my head's at. And I'm really not trying to ruin the other picks. So if y'all have other stuff in mind, I promise not to argue about it. But Drizzy, I'm going to you next. What do you got?
Man, let's talk about it for a sec. Tonight, Jada Parker. I've been on so for when this whole thing went down, you could see it coming a mile away. You could see it coming up upon the horizon. It came up the big hill and everything. It was I was on the Stephanie Vauquer train for a little bit until tonight. Jada Parker promoted her ass off and sold me. Like, cause you couldn't tell me that she wasn't in this match to take this pin. Now she got me thinking, and this is gonna be my pick, that she's definitely going to shock the world. She's gonna shake everything up. She's gonna shake this entire division up because the moment she wins that belt, all the whole division got to shift now. Your three biggest women wrestlers in the world lose to a homegrown WWE talent like Jada, who don't care. She don't play. She failed in school because she don't play. No with the resets. None of that stuff. Jada Parker is out here selling us this match. It's not a squash anymore. It's not. We not here just to watch her take a pin. No, she's gonna shake the world up. I'm with that. Jada Parker shaking the world up and walking out to a with this belt and redefining this division in her eyes.
I mean, it was Cassius Clay at the time, but Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston, right?
She
Yeah,
shook
just
up the
shook up the
world.
world. Just
Yeah.
shook up the world. Wow. So we have one pick Vaquer, we've got one pick Jada Parker, and I dang sure respect it there, Driz. That was a heck of a pick there. Shoddy, who do you got of these four?
This is the epitome of star power in a division. All four of these women give you a reason to think they are going to come out and win that title. Stephanie Vaquer was a double champ. I think she's arguably one of the pound for pound best women in pro wrestling right now. Jordan Grace, we know the decorated past that she's had in TNA, just an absolute beast. Jada Parker, man, total package, total package. Can talk that talk, but can also walk that walk. But I think we're forgetting about somebody, and that is the former champ. That is the woman who's going to come back with vengeance. That's one of the toughest Joshis out there, and that is the beautiful madness, Julia. And that is who I am going to pick, and I'll tell you why. The odds are a little bit different. It's 25% each. It's not really that one-on-one that they had. So Stephanie does got to go against the odds, but it's also this standpoint. If I'm thinking long-term, Clark, you mentioned it. Monday, that is when we get new stars, new debuts. What about Stephanie losing that Stand and Deliver, but coming back on Monday after Raw, looking like the absolute star she is? And she goes face to face with who I think is going to be the retaining champ, Io Sky. And that's the match that we have for that title. That's box office. That's a dream match for me. Or she goes to Lyra, takes that Intercontinental belt off of her. Anything could be made, but I know this. The depth is so deep in NXT. The main roster is a little bit thin. I think it's time for a Stephanie Vaquer and potentially a Jordan Grace to move up to the main roster. But I got Julia winning. I think she's got a bone to pick, and I think she's got a lot of meat on the bone to show why she can be the ace of NXT and really have a dominant title reign this second time around.
I'm stoked that you picked Julia, and you know why also? We don't address dirt sheets over here at WR, but the dirt sheets have been dragging Julia, right? We've seen it. Like the Julia, they had to cut the title reign short. That's why Vaquer won both. That's how it. No, that'd be the ultimate in your face. Mania weekend, Julia regains, right?
Mm-hmm.
That status. Oh, I would be all over that. Any of these four women winning this match, I think would be electric. I'm excited. We also got 3 different picks. Other than that, we've been doing everything wrong today. Just kidding. We haven't. But what I will say is, thankfully, we've also picked, we are 3 matches down and we have 3 separate picks in all the matches. So 2 of us will be wrong on each one at least. And we could be wrong on all of them. That's my favorite part about this. There's almost nothing more Vegas than that. It's Vegas WrestleMania week. Let's keep it rolling.
It's the odds.
Speaking of multiple people matches,
Oh man,
we got the tag team match for the NXT tag team titles.
So we all
Nathan
can't have different
Frazier
picks on this one.
and Axiom Fraxium
I don't think we are. I really don't.
versus Hank
This is
and
a sure
Tank.
thing. This is a sure thing.
Shoddy, you're up first on this one. Who do you got, Shoddy?
If Fraxium's dominant title reign ends to the likes of Hank and Tank, I might crash out. You might see me literally crash out on the live stream Saturday with Driz. Like, it makes no sense if this is the team that beats them. Hank and Tank are funny. That's all I got for you. They are funny. They are funny guys. I bet you they were great class clowns in high school. Them fools better not beat Fraxium. I got Fraxium winning.
I hear you. We got one pick for Axiom. Driz, who you got?
I'm walking up to the table. I got my chips in hand. I'm gonna put them all on the table, and I'm pushing them all in the middle, all in like a AEW pay-per-view. Oh, fraction. How many times? How many times? No, and we've been doing this for a long time now. How many times have we sat there and said, "Nah, fraction ain't winning. This is where they lose. This is where they lose." We've been saying this for the better part of a year, the almost 2 years, maybe. I lose count. We've been doing this too damn much. I'm done betting against them. It's not. It ain't conducive to me my pockets. It don't work. So I'm betting on Fraxium. Hank and Tank, nah, y'all ain't getting it, baby heavy machinery.
No doubt, I hear you, man. And I mean, this is like, yeah, it's just one of those things. You look at the run Fraction's been on. You're talking about one of the best tag teams in the world, let alone NXT. Held the belts for so long. Like I agree. I mean, Fraxium, like it's people make the lists at the end of the year, including us and stuff, and like they're on those lists for a reason and whatnot. I mean, I think it's hard to deny Fraxium's success, but fuck it. I'll take Hank and Tank. Give me Hank and Tank to pull the upset in Vegas. Give me the underdog. I'll take Hank and Tank. Why not? I mean, come on, guys. Somebody's got to do it. Give me the dog.
We say these things are layups. Not this one. This is a oop. You are in the air. All you gotta do is slam it down, pull your legs up, do the Shaq pose. That's all you gotta do.
I'm telling you. I think
Yo, by the way, I need to read this
Rudy.
because we literally said this while we were watching the show. Fernando's
yes.
Hank and Tank remind me from the ECW days.
Yes. Public Enemy.
Shout out to Johnny Grudge and Rocco Rock. Yes.
Rocco Rock. Oh man, that's great. Okay, but seriously.
By the way, Bobby Petito, he said he can't take them serious.
I take them serious, but I definitely don't want them winning them belts.
I don't necessarily want them either, but I just wanted to provide continuity.
What's that?
And also, I think it's funny.
I'm not gonna discredit them like they're not credible challenges. They literally just ran through a very weak tag division. That means they're the best of that division.
They Bronny James in the Summer League. All right.
Pretty much.
Okay, my friends. Let's talk about a match that I might have almost accidentally booked. I said they both sucked on this very program merely weeks ago. We've got Ricky the Saints Go marching in, the NXT North American champion, taking on Ethan, mostly ego Page, Diet Scott Hall himself, the king of the razors kind of close to the edge. I'm excited about this match for one reason, and that is so they can get it over with. I cannot wait till the end of this match. That way we can watch the rest of the card. Because I maintained what I said earlier. I think Ricky Saints retains via Rochambeau or Brochambeau or whatever he's going to do. Something voodoo, the voodoo special, whatever it's going to be. The fleur-de-lis, I don't know. I'm excited about it. Ricky Saints via something New Orleans-y. What do you guys think? Back to you in the studio. God, what's your pick?
Man, you have to really thank the good people at All Elite Wrestling to allow us to get a match on NXT Stand and Deliver. I appreciate Tony Khan for allowing these two young gentlemen to get an opportunity to have a match during Mania weekend. And oh my bad, sorry, they're not on AEW anymore. Clark, you fooled me with that one, man. I'm cool with this match personally. I like Ricky. I like Ego. I think they both are doing stellar work, and I think this is a good initial opponent for Starks or Saints. I get used to that. So in the words how Drizzy been doing it, Tony fumbled, Royal Rumble, meet your future girlfriend on Bumble, Ricky Saints in 5.
Ricky Saints in 5 minutes, or Is he gonna make him count to 5?
Nah, they'll get a cool.
I'm
They'll get a
kidding.
cool. They'll get a cool like.
They'll get a
9.
good one. They'll get a good amount of
Yeah,
time.
they both solid. Like they're not bad. Like it's gonna be a good match. I think is this. I wonder if this is gonna extend after that. I also really am curious to see what Ethan Page's like next move is after Stand and Deliver, because like in the short time he's been in NXT, he's checked a lot of boxes already.
I mean,
He been
honestly, I'm
he been
just
in
stunned.
NXT 6 months and
I'm
has had title feud, had a title feuds, long-term feuds, all in a
Main
matter of 6 months.
evented.
I think the only person more accomplished in that short of a time is Kevin Owens.
I
He's
mean,
he's in some good
accolades
company.
don't lie, Clark.
He's in some good
There's a
company.
lot. I don't know. I will say I'm just surprised that Ricky Saints has been so successful with the old Lock storyline from My Rise a couple years back on 2K. He's done a great job as the Lock. 100%. I think he's killing it as the Lock. I think he's doing great.
Don't let Mariah make him NXT.
I think when they said the Lock, that stands for like Little Rock, right? Isn't that the joke? I'm just saying. I don't know. Diet Scott Hall has been good. Sorry, you guys are right. I'm with you, Drizzy. Is your pick in this one? I got to keep the gimmick up, guys. I'm in this deep.
What is that? I know we was trying to be different on all these, but this is definitely one of them. He just got that belt. I do not believe, as much as Ethan Page can take a loss, I don't think this is the match he winning. He gonna take another one, and like he gonna be eating L's. You know how Jameis be eating W's. He eating L's. Munch down, man. You ain't getting this one. Ricky Saints, he got it. Let him have that belt for a little bit. But I do want to applaud Ethan Page, 6 months and basically doing more than what most people do in a whole 3 years of being in NXT. It's something to say. He might be ready to go to the main roster.
I mean, heck, he might be ready to work at Chick-fil-A. I'm with you. I think he could do anything, honestly, if he put his mind to it. All ego? Come on, man.
Chick-fil-A. That's
we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys in generic tights out there. And Diet Scott Hall, the Razors close to the edge.
Get that hate out your chest, bro.
Come on, guys.
Get that hate out your chest.
No, I respect the picks.
You might see him this weekend.
The Saints might go marching in. Yeah, I know.
He's gonna be a rabbi like Clark Taylor from Wrestling Republic.
He's gonna love me. We're gonna dap up, B-boys.
I can see that happening.
Next thing you know, it probably flips. We're on the same side. Isn't that worst case scenario?
And he hits you with the Razor's Edge in the concession stand.
No, the Razor's close to the edge.
The dull edge.
Yeah, almost the edge. The egos.
That edge is so dull they call it Adam Copeland. All right.
Yeah, it's a good one. Whoa. I think just cope.
Oh man, you will have us in the same boat as Ricky. You'll have us in the same boat as Ricky.
Either way.
Right. That's why Ricky's here right now.
Both me and
thanks, Cope.
Did everyone pick the Saints go marching in?
Everybody did.
Yeah.
That's
He's gonna win. He's gonna retain.
I think Devery Henderson will be proud of us.
All right. Let's talk about family warfare or whatever. It's the dark state. Deion Lennox, Cutler James of LFG fame, Saquon Sugars, and Osiris Griffin taking on the D'Angelo family. That's Tony D himself, the Don, Channing, Stax Lorenzo, and Luca Crucifino. This is going to be an interesting one. It's a 6-man tag match. I don't know the rules, but this is a match that feels like it shouldn't have any. It doesn't seem to be the case out of the gates. I don't know. That's just my thoughts personally. Drizzy, I'm going to go to you out of the gates, though. Who do you got in this one?
I believe that Dark State was going to be booked like a mini Shield or an overlord. I guess an overpopulated Shield. But the brawl that happened tonight absolutely amazing. Probably one of the more outstanding things that NXT has done in the last year. Definitely gonna a highlight of the year. They literally battled from the parking lot in the building through walls. They they literally the family, and it wasn't even the full family. Crucifino and Stacks were fighting for men and winning most of it. The family might have what it takes to beat Dark State. I know when you have new factions coming in, you don't want them losing like this on big stages like that. You're trying to build them up. You're trying to make them important. You're trying to make them feel good. You're trying to make everybody big names. But I just don't see that happening. After the brawl that happened tonight, I believe the family could definitely beat the living hell out of Dark State. I'm going with the family on this one. They have done a lot tonight, and that was just with two people. So imagine what happens when the Don pops in and everybody buys in.
I like that pick quite a bit. Quite a bit. I think based on what happened tonight, it makes sense with the family winning. Shadi, I'm going to go to you next. Who do you have winning this one?
In the words of Sean Carter, Jay-Z, nobody wins when the family feuds. And I got the family feuding on Saturday because I believe we will see the true intentions of Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I don't think he may be part of the dark state, but I know damn sure after the night, looking at his face when Tony D'Angelo and him embracing that hug, he ain't really all about Tony D right now. There's that he's done being the little man's the runner. He wants to be the head honcho, and I think he is going to align himself for the Dark State to win this match and for them to beat Tony D'Angelo to a bloody pulp. I think Tony D'Angelo will be in bloodshed. I think we will see him battered and bruised. And I think a lot of it will be due to the deception and heel turn of Stacks. But I got Dark State winning. I think they need to get this win. They're a new team. And they just need to continue to look dominant, imposing and all that. But I think the key that we'll see is that family will feud. But I got Dark State with the dub.
I like it. I think it's a really interesting choice, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think both picks make sense. We've got an interesting one. I'm in the middle again, and it's actually fun here. I think a little bit of both happens. I think Channing Stacks Lorenzo will turn on Tony D, but still win the match. And I've got the family winning, but I think the infighting amongst the family will lead to a power struggle amongst the two that are Channing and Tony D. In the meantime, for Dark State, I do think we'll have a leader declared at some stage, and it is recoverable. Now, I get that there will be criticism about like a debut match being a loss. I think there's a way we can get around that because after the match is where we'll see what Dark State's really about. I'm not 100% sure either way, but that's what I'm going with prediction-wise. Let's now, though, my friends, get on to the main event of the evening. A triple threat match. 5 rounds in the UFC. Sorry, I'm not Bruce Buffer. But we got Obafemi. We've got Trick Williams. We got Javon Evans. Holy heck. How about that segment for a go-home segment? We saw a triple threat go-home segment on Raw. How do you follow that Tuesday night? How about Javon Evans cuts the promo of his career? Not close. Not even close. I didn't know he had that in him. A lot of bros, but whatever. That's the scoop. He's young. I dig it.
That's the lingo.
This is going on. It was like when he hit like the third, I was like, we get it. Like, maybe if you hit 2. There's a lot of bros, right? Yeah, it's an age thing. Sorry. Not to sound too old headish, but I'm just saying. Obafemi the Roll Tide thing tickled me. That just addressing the Alabama factor. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, the fact that even came up was just awesome.
He said Roll Tide.
Trick Williams did his job in this scenario, and that was sort of like layback. Every time he needed to deliver a line, he delivered a line. And I got to give him credit because we know what Trick Williams is capable of on the microphone. He could have easily inserted himself further, taken liberties, done that. Everybody let Javon sort of breathe, and the segment worked itself out perfectly. It was an awesome go-home segment. We have 2 excellent triple threat main events, whether it's night 1 or Stand and Deliver on Saturday. We will see both, and both go-home segments were excellent as well. That's what I was most blown away with tonight, because that was hard to follow. I really want to save my pick, but I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
You think?
Obafemi's going to retain the title. The king of the triple threat stands tall at Stand and Deliver. He stands, he delivers in Vegas. I've got Obafemi. Now, Driz, I'm going to go to you first here. Who do you got? Of the 3, honestly, the most fun thing about this prediction show is it's so many multi-man matches. We can all pick different people. It's the best.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
You
this is
gotta
so much
love
fun.
it.
Who do you got, Driz?
Maybe a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how much this match means to me. This is my mania. This is one of my shows one of my matches of the weekend that I'm gonna be front row and center for. I need to see it. My kids are excited about it. My oldest son heard Javon talking, and he sounded just like him. Like all the bruh and all this. Like it sounded like I'm talking like my son was talking to me, and it just grabbed him. And I always love when wrestling gets you in the fields, and this sat there and put us in the field. It's got me watching with my son because it's somebody he can relate to. It's somebody he sees. He sees himself in Javon Evans, and I'm really hoping that it creates like a wrestling fan for life in him. Because these are the promos that you need to do that. They did that. All 3 served the proper purpose. It's funny they say they look like a Pokemon evolution, but no, it's an evolution of wrestling. It's an evolution of NXT's main event scene. You have your past in Trick Williams. Not saying he's old, but he's been to the top of the mountain. He knows what it means to be there. You have your present in Obafemi, the man who stands and sits at the top right now with an iron fist, your ruler. And then you have your future in Javon Evans, the man. There is It's not even a matter of will he get that belt. It's a matter of when. And after the night, they let Javon Evans talk, and another coincidence. It's just funny. Like this whole promo brought so much into me because I remember when Javon first came in. And the first thing they said, "Oh, we can't cut a promo. He's just and all this stuff. He's just a YN." And bro commanded the crowd. Nothing threw him off. Nothing deterred him. He commanded that ring. He stood in it like a main eventer. He stood in it like this is my kingdom. This was the moment that Javon Evans decided to step out of the shadows of the past and the present and make the future now. Javon Evans will walk out of Stand and Deliver the world NXT champion. And it's funny because 365 days ago, I said that Obafemi and Trick Williams were going to be in the main event of Stand and Deliver. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that Javon would be the one, though, to stand with him. And I love it.
Oh, absolutely. And I hear you, man. Like, it was such an impactful promo, and what Javon's accomplished over this last calendar year is just off the charts. You and I, we covered Obafemi at last year's Stand and Deliver, us 2, right? And like the 3 of us have covered Oba, Javon, Trick Williams as well over the course of their career. I mean, we're coming up on 2 years of off the air here. These 3, like you mentioned, like the evolution to me, it's not that. It's like the revolution,
Mhm.
right? Because all three are still the future. There's no past, present, future when it comes to the three that we're talking about in my eyes, right?
At
All
all.
three are still all the future at the end of the day, whether it's the main roster, whether it's NXT, all of that, right? You look at Oba and Trick and Javon, what they're all capable of is really cool and much deserved to be in this main event. At least, you know what I mean? And I'm not even arguing in any way, right? Like I'm in agreement with you, but I'm like, yeah, you have the when you look at it through the scope of NXT, it's absolutely past, present, future. But like
But
as soon as you zoom out, it's like, but they're all the future.
yes,
You know,
they're all the
right?
future. And just again, I know I beat it like a drum. I'm beating it like a dead horse. This match in general means so much to little black boys everywhere.
Oh,
Black people in general, because this is us. This match has been so us since the moment it started. This is one of the like tonight was just such a moment. I sat there and felt every bit watching my son like, yeah, that's my G. Like to hear him say that, I'm like, oh my god, like it's like watching little me fall in love watching Booker T as a kid.
with wrestling again. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Speaking of zooming out lens wise,
Mm,
that's amazing, Drizzy. You know what I mean? Like that's just some it's difficult to quantify how cool that is,
mm,
right? Like now, Shoddy, not to put you in a tough spot there. we do need we do need one more pick in this match, technically before the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got, my friend? We've got Trick Williams, we've got Oba, we've got Javon, we've got one pick Javon Evans, we got one pick Oba Femi. Who do you got?
A quote stuck with me tonight from Trick Williams, and it was a quote from one of my favorite movies of all time. And he told Javon Evans, "You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. And I'm still alive. You called me Carmelo Hayes. Well, I think that's the end game match. I think Javon Evans' title comes beating a Trick Williams. But to become the opponent for Trick Williams, to beat Trick Williams for that title, Trick Williams got to win that belt, right? That's where Stand and Deliver comes. And it would only be poetic justice if we all pick somebody different in this match. And I'll riddle you this. Obafemi is the epitome of professional wrestling. I think Javon Evans said it best. You are going to be a WrestleMania main eventer. I think that route starts after Saturday. I think he gets positioned to the main roster. Trick Williams, Javon Evans, that's that long lasting story. That can be the heel Trick Williams. That's what we have to get back to. We saw him as a heel initially with Carmelo Hayes. Now we can see a more cockier, pissed off Trick that I'm noticing, a little bit more raged out, crashing out, as you could say. I got Trick Williams winning on Saturday. I got him winning on Saturday also because the IWC got him effed up. Y'all do stuff with him and Jey Uso, and you try to say that he's just he can't wrestle. He's just a catchphrase, an entrance. He can only talk. Did y'all idiots forget it ain't easy to get over? It ain't easy for fans to love you. It ain't easy for fans to chant your song and name all the time. You got to have talent to do that. And damn it, that man is talented. And damn it, if we have an NXT Hall of Fame, his ass better be in it. I got Trick getting that title back Saturday.
I love it. We have one pick each in the triple threat finale to Stand and Deliver. We've got two triple threat main events on Saturday alone. How fun is that? What more could we ask for? And better yet, y'all will have Stand and Deliver on Saturday, won't you?
Yes, me and Big Driz will be with the post
Yes.
show, man, while Clark out there in Vegas having fun.
Big fun.
Off the air. Do not forget to tune in. I might try to make a little guest appearance. I might sneak in.
That's
if
what I did
can.
last year, remember?
Yep. I'm gonna try to
Call.
dabble. I'm gonna try to join for a little bit. Pull a little bit of a
Now
run.
that I'm thinking back at it, I don't know why I didn't just get on the phone and put my face on it last year.
It's so funny because I just remember me and Driz spent like
We
Saturday of
spent
WrestleMania last year. I think like 9 hours on
we
Zoom
did
together.
we did Saturday and Sunday of WrestleMania plus that.
Yeah,
They
because we
met
did
him.
Stand and Deliver. Like I remember I woke up in the morning
Yep.
and Driz was like, "Where are you watching that from?" I'm like, "My bed." Because I had the camera on. It's like I'm in bed. Like, it's 9 a.m.
Nah, it's gonna be dope, man. We definitely urge y'all to come watch it right after the show. We got, man, before we go, I mean, we might as well kind of get close to the hour mark, right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of content dropping this week, man.
More than a lot.
If y'all like us three a lot, I mean, Drizzy got a little announcement for y'all for something that's dropping.
Kicking off WrestleMania week. Is it kicking it off? Yeah, it's kicking it off. Yeah, kicking
It
off
is.
WrestleMania week with our original content because we got a whole bunch. Grappling for Positions Thursday, featuring the Off the Air crew. Your top WrestleMania moments. I dare y'all to find a problem with this one. I
Do
dare
not
y'all.
miss it. Do
I
not
dare
miss it.
y'all.
They
Y'all-
gonna find a way to complain somehow, but it's all
It's
good.
one of the
You
best
have to-
episodes we ever put out. It's as clean of a list as you could ask for. And watch the whole episode because we even took the ones that you're going to complain aren't on the list off the list.
I
They were on the
guarantee you,
list and then they
before you say
became
it's
off the
better.
list.
I'll guarantee you.
We whittled this thing down like a whittler.
Yep.
We were whittling.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you got other shows like Soda separately making a cameo. We gonna have the daily as usual, and we're not doing off the airs for Mania this year. No off the airs for Mania.
We are gonna have a watch along this weekend for the Manias. So definitely tune into that. I think we're doing both nights for sure.
Join the watch along, and then I think honestly the watch along will stay on a little bit afterwards because my goal is going to be as soon as I can get out of the stadium, I'll try to join the watch along because I got the mic.
Oh yeah,
and I'll try to do some live looks.
Live
reactions
for some people that are going to be
getting the first episode of Clark in the Crowd.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
You can watch me get heckled live, like at the Rumble.
Yeah, and most importantly, if I know a lot of people are wrestling fans, and I know a lot of wrestling fans are excited about Mania. If you are at Mania, man, Clark, Anthony, Kobe, and Soul will be in attendance.
We'll be there.
Holla at him, man.
Cardi Carnet's going to be there as well.
Gonna be there.
He's going to be wearing the scarf to the event as well. Anthony Manzano asked me this question, and he said, "Can you read my last few comments?" So it's no. Gotcha.
Yeah, right. Anthony, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Your energy on one of the comments kind of got me a little fake. Respect.
Can't do that. But yeah, no, man. Check it out. If you're in Vegas, say what's up for sure. Watch all of everything. Make sure you watch Grappling for Position because this is the Mania week kickoff. This is how you get it started Thursday night. That's the one. Not only that, all of the other content I'll be in as much as I can be, but on behalf of me.
One more before we go.
One more.
Make sure you support indie wrestling. Yes, this is Mania week. Yes, it is all about WrestleMania, but there is almost a show every day of the week from Wednesday to the following Wednesday. There's all types of wrestling. Support it. GCW Collective, Ashe Wrestling, Bloodsport, Effie's Big Game Bash, all of it. Progress, Defy. Watch it. This is where you meet. This is where you find your next people that you need to pay attention to for the year.
I think like the ID tournaments this weekend.
The ID tournament. Tokyo Joshi Pro. There's so much good shit.
And most importantly, Wednesday, the Sickos, we get Athena versus Mercedes Moné.
Yes, we do.
Life is good.
Them giving that away on TV is
Life
crazy.
is good. My cat even making noise about that.
Happy
You okay?
Mania Week. On behalf of me, Drizzy, and Shad, everybody at WR, Happy Mania Week. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your
We
evening.
eating W.
On behalf of Ben, peace. Just joking.